Welcome back to a new episode of Mastering Programming. Today's topics are actually written right here under my face, so you can see exactly what we're going to be talking in today's episode and even next episode, and decide whether you want to watch these tutorials or maybe skip ahead and go to something you're more interested to watch, or maybe something that you still haven't learned. Maybe you learned these and you don't want to learn that. The decision is yours, and now at least you have like a map of what we're going to be doing. So without talking too much, let's get right into it. Today's topic will be arrays, specifically how to declare them, how to add and remove items, and just how to understand how they work. To start off, I'll start by declaring an empty array, and I'll call it empty array. I know I'm not too crazy with my names. And inside of here, I will just put in the type of data that I'll be storing, and I'll be putting an integer inside of here. And let me show you how you can add a string. How you can create an empty array storing strings. And I'm gonna say string array. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say string. And let me show you how you can do it for doubles as well. So now, this array is going to be storing an integer or integers. This one's gonna be storing strings, and this one's gonna be storing doubles. If at any stage you try to append or you try to add anything of a different type, so if we come here and we try to add, let's say David, Swift will actually give you an error, and that's because we've already told Swift that we're gonna be storing an integer. So I think it's time to show you how to add items in order to actually explain this better. So I'm gonna try add a number, and we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say empty. I'm gonna call the name of the array, and I'm gonna say append new element int, and I'm gonna say 6. And by running that, now you can see that number 6 is now added to our array called empty array. If I come, however, and I try to add 6 as a string, let's try to run this, and you can see straight away Swift says cannot convert value of type string to expected argument of type int. This is because we told Swift that this will be carrying an integer. Now let me show you how you can declare an array with numbers stored in it, with objects already defined in it. And to do that, it's actually very easy, and all you need to do is just type in var, which means that array is gonna be changeable if you want, mutable if you want it to be mutable, and we're gonna call it let's say random numbers. And inside of it, I'm gonna be storing 1. I'm gonna be storing 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now, as you can see, this array stores values of number 1 all the way to 5. And in order to print it, or in order to view what's inside of it real quick, we can just say random numbers. And I know this is something that will be showing in next week, but I just wanted to give you an idea on how this works. And I'm running. And there you go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stored inside of random numbers. Next, let me show you how you can declare a string array, and also how to wrap other types inside of that array. So I'm gonna say var, and I'm gonna say random words this time. And inside of that, I'm gonna be putting David. I'm gonna be putting Bullis, and let's say, for example, we want to add my age. So I'm gonna say append, and as you can see, age, which I'm 20 by the way, is an integer. So if we try to add 20 right now, it's actually gonna give me an error, because Swift knows that we're storing strings inside of this. So in order to do this, all we need to do is simply say string And now if I run this, oh sorry, I called the random numbers and not the random words one. Oh, that was stressful. Let's see what happens. And now if you actually run this, it's running. Come on. Yep, there you go. It says David Bullis and then my age, 20. Same thing for doubles. I guess I don't really need to explain that. But now what I want to show you is how to add items to specific positions and also how to remove items from specific positions. So I'm going to declare a new list. A new array. And I'm going to call this one var emojis. And I already stored a bunch of emojis that I can reuse here. Let's come here and put them right. That's good. Alright, now let's say I want to add or append a crying emoji. And I want to append it, I want to add it right between those two smiley faces. I'm going to come here and I'm going to say emojis. Sorry, I have no idea what just happened. Emojis dot append, and as you can see it says contents of, which we have been doing, and then we put the content that we want, or we can select this one which says new element. Oh sorry, append. Why is it? Oh sorry, that's because we can't use append. Append will just add it to the last part. Instead we need to use insert. And here it says insert new element, the string, what we want to put at the position. So I'm going to put this and I'm going to call, I think I have it somewhere here, crying, yeah, that one. There we go. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to say I want to add a position 1 because this is 0, this is 1, so I want it to be instead of that. So this will be 2 and this will be 1. And obviously we should always put it in quotation marks. So now if I run this, you can see that the crying face have been added between the two smiley faces. Let's say we want to remove that. Let's say, you know what, we don't want that crying face and we actually want to remove it. All we need to do is simply come here and we're going to say emojis dot remove, and pressing remove all would remove all the items we have in the array, while remove at and then int means, hey, give us a position. It can be an integer as much as it's between the index here. So I can say 1 because we know that this was added at position 1. And if I run this, oh, come on. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know what's been happening. I forgot to print it. Yeah, so it says here that the crying face have been removed. And to show you, I'll print emojis, which is our array. And now if I run this properly, yep, as you can see, the crying face have been removed. Also, let me show you how I can remove it all. So I can go emojis dot remove all, and if you run this, now nothing's in the array all of a sudden. Anyway, this was it for this episode. Like I said, next episode will be checking how to access the information we have stored in our array. So how to actually go over it and print out every item specifically, and how to print every item except of a specific item. We'll also be looking at how to add items and read them as we're adding them, and just some extra functionality that arrays provide for us. Anyway, thank you for watching, and as you can see, this is starting to be, I'm starting to be more comfortable. I added my face right there. I added notes, and I'm starting to find my own way of teaching, or my own way of expressing my knowledge. So thank you all for sticking to this channel so far. Thank you for the 40 subscribers that came out of nowhere. I really appreciate it, and stick around. Have a good day.